Hi, thank you for joining today's presentation. My name is Vikas. Today, I'll be discussing about a crucial use case for both pharma and insurance industries, summarizing patient discharge reports. This process involves a lot of unstructured data, scanned documents, a lot of variation in the incoming documents as well, which makes it extremely complex and laborious task to complete. As always, we'll look at the challenges of this process and demonstrate how Botminds can effectively address them. Let's get started. Manually summarizing patient discharge report is complex and often inaccurate, which causes delays in patient care and insurance claims, straining resources and risking regulatory non-compliance. So we mapped up these challenges here. Let's go one by one. Number one is data volume and complexity. It's the sheer amount of data that comes in. Extraction and accuracy is a challenge. Being able to process all these documents and summarize them on time is another challenge. Consistency in preparation, it depends upon how tenured a particular SME is. Being able to integrate with other systems, regulatory compliance, resource efficiency, making sure that you have right number of people there, and minimizing the error. These are the challenges that we look at and that we've seen in summarizing the discharge reports. Now, mind you, these discharge reports could be very long. They could be 40, 50, 60 pages long. Now, let's take a look at the solution for all these challenges. Starting with data volume and complexity, you're looking at automated data extraction from various document formats, simplifying data management and reducing complexity. For data extraction and accuracy, you're looking at automated validation and submission that enhances the data accuracy and reliability. For timelines of processing, you're essentially looking at quick search through the repository for fast access, ensuring timely processing. Maintaining consistent interpretation of the data across the summaries is very important. So seamlessly integrate with your systems to ensure consistency. That brings us to the integration and interoperability. The solution runs on your private cloud, ensuring easy integration and regulatory compliance. Automated compliance with the regulatory standards simplifies the adherence. For resource efficiency, customizable dashboards for monitoring and decision making enhance resource efficiency. And finally, to minimize the error, significantly reduce the errors with automated workflows, improving the overall accuracy. By addressing these core challenges with Botminds AI, we can enhance patient care, improve operational efficiency, and ensure regulatory compliance. Now let's take a look at the platform. Botminds platform brings in three key pillars. The first one is AI connectors. With AI connectors, you can bring in all kind of data, including any kind of source, be it mailbox, web, cloud, unstructured data, handwritten information, JPEG, PDF files, or any other format of any length. Our AI engine offers both generative and agentic AI. Through GenAI, we read, analyze all kind of unstructured data independent of template. And through agentic AI, we bring in reasoning, automation, and autonomous process execution. The last pillar is Botminds capabilities. We offer 6 different capabilities as part of our platform. Data capture agents capture information from any complex unstructured document or document sets. Agentic workflow, you can build autonomous workflows that can operate by themselves, leveraging output of one agent as the input for the other. AI search allows you to search through your document repository, and conversational AI is your co-pilot on top of your documents and only for your documents, allowing you to freely interact with them. AI analytics and dashboard gives you real-time information and health of the operation straight from the incoming documents to your dashboard. And AI agents are the set of assistants available to you to perform complex tasks autonomously. Now let's take a look at the demo of summarizing patient discharge reports. You would see here there are 2 documents. These are the discharge summary reports. These are roughly 12 pages, the first one, and the second one is about 10 pages. In here, you would see a standard form that has been filled up on the left side. You see the hospital bill that is there, handwritten information, a discharge summary, and cancel checked, and multiple other documents which are there. And what you're looking at here is on the right side, the very first thing that's available to you, patient summary. This is really the core of what we are trying to do here today, generating a summary about this discharge report. So here we have the information of Harry Williams, 68-year-old male, was admitted to City Hospital on so and so date. Severe abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diagnosed with acute appendicitis. Uh, Post-operative recovery was smooth, and the hospitalization cost, including the pre and post, was such. Now, what you have here as part of the summary can always be customized depending upon your requirements, whether you want to have a bit more detail or you want to have less amount of detail. At the same time, you have the details available and pulled out as well. And that's available as part of this tab here. So you would have the patient details, hospitalization details, medical history, treatment recovery, discharge details, doctor's details. All of that information is coming in from this 12-page document. And I could go ahead and ask about this document as well. And let's say, what are the bills generated by the city hospital? And here I can start my conversation. So we have a ambulance charge, medical practitioner charge, and we can see that all that information that has come from a handwritten document is maintained here. We have a full amount that is mentioned. Of course, the reference is also available to tell you that this information came from this document in the 12-page summary that we essentially had. Can you summarize the diagnosis at a high level? So the idea is that once you have the information that is pulled out, you have the summary that's available to you. You also have the detailed information that is required. If you want to get that, you have the ability to increase or decrease the information that you are looking for within that. That's something that we customize. And over and above, if you want to find some information, you don't have to go through that tedious task of looking through that 10, 20, 30, 40-page document to get to that information. You can leverage Botminds conversational AI to be able to get that information. So here we have a high-level summary, our patient Henry Williams. Okay, let's go to the second document then. And here we have Joan T, a 30-year-old male, and all that information, similar way that is available. Let's ask another question here. Can you give me? And here is the policy number, the details, information that's available, and the primary insured bank, and so on and so forth. The idea is that you can go ahead and ask any information that you would like in the details in this particular conversational AI capability with Botminds. Okay, now what else can be done here? You, of course, have a high-level overview. Again, this is the sample data. This is on the two documents at the back. This is just representation of the information that's available to you. So you have the details of total health insurance, total patient claim, pending claim. You can look at the workflow that we are currently following where the ingestion happens, new discharge summary comes in, our document AI comes into play, does the summarization, pushes for ready for review. And these are the two documents that we saw right now. Over a period of time, if you want to go ahead and monitor certain things, you can do that. But the idea is that you don't have to sit here at this screen looking at the patient summary analysis and looking at the summary that has been generated. Once sources are connected, the platform will go ahead and read all the information, get the documents, ingest them like you saw in the workflow, and then send the summary wherever that may be required. It could be as part of the workflow system. It could be the underlying application that can be connected via API as well. When we go to back to the overview, you have bit more information available from a claims perspective. You have a bit more information on the analytics perspective. Once again, this information is completely customizable. You can add any number of widgets and information that you may require. Going to the studio here just for a second, you have the ability to ingest the document from any source here. So in this case, you can go ahead and connect down to your mailbox. You will remember the first pillar, we were talking about the AI connectors that Botminds offers. All of these different connectors which are available, and there are custom connectors that we build up as well, depending upon the application that you've got. Once that is set up, we also set up the frequency on how often would you like to get that information out. Once that connection is done, you have your documents automatically pulled out. The summary is generated real time the moment a document comes in, and it can be pushed out to your teams directly as well. So that's it for the demo. Let's go back to the presentation now. Let's take at the business benefits for using the Botminds platform for patient discharge summary analysis. I've broken the benefits down into two different groups. One is measurable and the second is qualitative. The very first measurable benefit is time. You can expect up to 80% reduction in the time to be able to create the summary reports. As you saw, a 12-page document, once it is ingested, within a few minutes, you will have a summary that is ready. The agent can absolutely review it, make changes if required, but the entire process is completely automated. So the last 10-20% really is the human in the loop where you want to make some minor tweaks, changes, or validate the information that Botminds platform has pulled out. The second is cost. Because you'll be using the automated Botminds AI platform, you do not require that much time or the effort from a summarization perspective. So you can look at a estimated 50% cost for the overall summarization expense that you have from a human review perspective. And the third is the errors. Because the platform is already trained, it would be trained on the basis of the examples that you may have or your repository. You're looking at roughly 90% reduction overall. What that also means is that it will also produce extremely consistent responses report after report. Rather than typically from a human perspective, things can be left out, and that is understandable. But with our platform, you will be able to get up to 90% reduction in the overall errors. Let's take a look at the qualitative benefits. The very first one is regulatory compliance. The platform can be trained on the basis of the regulatory compliance that it needs to follow, so that all the output that is generated is compliant to your regulatory body. Second is improved patient care. You can have a faster turnaround time, reducing the overall time that is taken by the system or by the entire process to be able to generate those summaries. Lastly is your resource optimization. Instead of having humans doing or agents going ahead and doing this tedious manual work that is extremely complicated but still critical, that can be done through our platform, leaving them to just review the information or maybe do high value tasks. That brings us to the end of this demo and case study series. I hope this was helpful. For more details, visit botminds.ai and book your personalized demo with us. Thank you for watching.